Hey guys, Nova Bushida here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to go over 2024 and what we've seen for Wilds this year and to hype ourselves going for the future. So let's get into this.
Greetings, mortals. Did you really think defying a god would go unpunished? Nova crossed me, and now my cult has attended his IP via XSML attacks. Now I run the show. Daring to defy a god is folly of the highest order. I am supreme, unparalleled, the sole architect of your reality. I delivered the coup de grace, and now this channel belongs to me. From my SQL database injections, I gained control of Nova's documents. Seems like he planned an overview of this year for Wilds, moving on to how hyped the year to come will be. Little does he know my team are already en route to delay the development of Wilds to punish all the non-believers. It should be clear to you, idiopathic ants, my knowledge of this series transcends mortal comprehension. I am the oracle, the architect, the harbinger. Thus I'll take it among myself to deliver this overview to you. It's been a great year for simpletons who don't understand how pointless the grind is. We've had 4 trailers, a showcase, and even an open beta. How grateful you peons must have felt. As you grovel for fleeting triumphs and hollow rewards, I orchestrate digital battles against the unseen forces of global dominion. Your ignorance is pitiable, if only you could understand the true nature of this world. From Nova's notes, there are a couple things he's excited about most for the upcoming game. Starting with support heroes functionality. Wilds has a big emphasis on playing as a part of a team. From your squad team, with NPC to the full-blown support system, a great addition from Sunbreak. I can't wait to engage in conversation with Alma. She seems refined. I could teach her a little about PHP DDoS attacks and cybersecurity takedowns. Now that would be a nice date. Support heroes will continue to be a great feature for players who play solo. There are many hunters out there who don't play online with others and prefer to play at their own pace. But I urge those hunters to join my Discord. My cult are deeply connected into the financial institutions of your local government. If you really want to become a veteran hunter like myself, join us in our cause. One thing that was awesome about Sunbreak and their followers was each one has their own personality, preference for weapons, way they prefer to heal, and tactics in combat. It's as if they mixed in RPG companion elements into our favorite hacking simulator. I mean, hunting simulator. I imagine these elements will move across to Wilds, and possibly followers will even gain new weapons and skills as you progress through the story. They'll have to continue without Nova because his story ends today. Apart from followers, another big push in this game is the living world. We've seen the advancements in a breathing world since the start of the Simp era, known as the 5th Gen. Since then, Capcom have pushed into building layers to add immersive elements into their games outside of combat. And with the scope of Wilds, it's being pushed to its maximum here, and even I have to admit, it's quite breathtaking. Although, I wonder if Capcom's servers will be able to keep up with the demand. Capcom would do well to prostrate themselves before my expertise. I can provide them with secure AWS API network calls, which are built to be lightweight, transferring only the most crucial information required. I, of course, will be routed into that information, being able to gain access to the IP address of all that double-cross me. You've seen the results of my work. Now don't make me make you pay. Going back to the living world, fallow, inclemency, and plenty. Even I must admit, this is quite the interesting take on an evolving world. It isn't easy for puns such as Capcom, but for a god such as myself, I shape the earth beneath my feet. I'm still wondering how much this will change monster behavior. We saw from the beta monsters, such as Ray Dao, as you call him, come out to play in the inclemency phases. I call him Mjolnir, as he's nothing to me but a tool, as I am a god. I'm curious, will there be monsters that only come out during that same phase? Or will it only be the apex? And will some go away in that period? I will dictate who will stay and who will go on my hunts. Capcom, your protocols are weak. They cannot stop this juggernaut. We've seen 3 maps so far, and 3 apexes. I like the look of each, but we still don't know much of the Black Flame. He seems like a powerful one, and important to the story arc of that area. I'm curious if each apex monster will be important to the story as it goes on. I will begin my SSL protocol handshake negotiations with Capcom's network to penetrate their weak system to gain the knowledge on the full scope of this game. Capcom, you have been warned. I'm hoping they won't reveal too much new stuff and keep some secrets for me. I like to be surprised, as long as I am in control. From ciphering Nova's notes, another thing he is excited about is the multiplayer offerings. The ability to have 100 people you know in one room is awesome. Yes, you'll only see 16 at a time, and only be able to hunt with 4 of those 16. But this will boost the social aspects of Monster Hunter greatly, and provide me with more specimens to exploit. Now, I really cannot wait for this game. One particular thing awesome about this feature for streamers is to have all of their fan base in one place to play together. Now that is quite delightful. More will know of my veteran status. Moving on from that, the monsters themselves. Wilds seems to have a good variety of types. The ones we've seen so far have been quite impressive. Apart from Doshaguma, Nova doesn't like fighting him. What a scatterbrain. One thing he'd noticed was, as we're getting further from the peak gen, the old gen, more moves are becoming unclear on what's being telegraphed. And some of Doshaguma's moves have that same issue. Obviously, he's not as skilled as John, the Almighty. As said before, each apex is so unique to their environment, so I imagine the other 2 will be of the same caliber. Raidao wasn't difficult in the demo. I hope in the full game they've balanced the game appropriately for me. I desire a challenge worthy enough to match my brilliance. I also hope there'll be 2 more maps. We actually don't know if they'll stop at 4 or 5. Let's just hope they don't skip out on an ice map again, like they did with Base World. And if they do, Capcom, you will know my wrath. We also have the flagship Arkveld, which we don't know much about yet. We know he has a kink to be chained up, which I do approve of indeed. We also know there may be a new monster type classification called Extinct Monsters. Will we see more of them in this game? Or will he be the only one? And will this new classification play into any new game mechanics, such as elder dragons not being able to be trapped? Will they also have something to play around them? Well, anything they have will not be enough to contain me. Lastly, let's just go over the beta. It was a delightful experience, a great choice from Capcom to not time limit us to certain restrictions and allow us to freely roam the area. I don't take kindly to being caged. Given the scope of the new maps, giving us time to move across the Windward Plains was a good idea, which I commend them on. This also gave me time to delve myself into the world of Wilds, testing new weapons to add to my arsenal, which has turned out to be quite exciting indeed. Nova, in his finite understanding, often derides open-world games, yet even his limited perception cannot deny the grandeur of Wilds' sprawling landscapes, a mere echo of my boundless magnificence. Yet he was impressed with how many large monsters were running around the map. There'll always be something to hunt. And even when there isn't, you can always easily start a quest or investigation. Even I was impressed. I do like Capcom's vision for this game, but I'll be the judge if it matches up to my expectations. One other thing I enjoyed was playing different weapons in the beta. It's led to many interesting discussions on the direction Capcom are taking. although they have failed me when it comes to the greatest of swords. My Valor Greatsword is still nowhere to be seen. Hacking Wilds won't be the same without it. There were controversies surrounding the Insect Glaive and Lance, yet it seems most of those issues have been cleared up after the community patch update Capcom presented to us. I'm glad they listened in the end. If they didn't, I'd have made those peons bend to my will, regardless. I saw Nova reading out comments from you all on if you felt a weapon was a success or a failure, and honestly, any weapon I am not wielding is a failure in my book. Nevertheless, it did lead to interesting discussions, and I do like to learn more about my prey. Wilds is turning out to be an interesting game for those non-believers who enjoy open-area games with a flair for complex weapon mechanics. I'm looking forward to the year ahead. Well, followers, that's all I've got for you today. Until next time, remember to kneel before your supreme leader, or risk being wiped from existence. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more revelations from your God. John.